Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Let's just jump into it. 50 Cent. He's going for Trump. I think he's already gone for Trump previously, but he's really looking for him now because he is a resident of New York City or he has businesses in New York City and he does not want them to be touched or even worse, fondled by the potential mayor of um, New York City coming November. It's looking, pretty bright for Zoran. I promised myself I was gonna get this. Let me make sure I get it right. God damn it, Memdani. Like just what Smith, Johnson, Saunders. Jackson, Memdani. Like I names to me Obama. Like why just Jones, like is that so hard? Even Asian names. Lee, it's very simple. Salute to you, son to son 90. I see you. I did not get your link. I think it's in my page, but I did not get it. I will check it out, for the weekend. Black Cuddy, salute to you. Respect to you, sir. I see you. But yeah, 50 Cent is definitely, Mem Donnie pointed out in his speech that 50 Cent isn't going to like this because it's a tax against the top 1% in New York. The New Yorkers, the millionaires and billionaires, they're going to be taxed. Anybody who makes over $1 million a year will be taxed 2%, I think, which equates to about $20,000 at the lowest of the chain. Salute Bumba. I see you, Fitty. Self-driving cars. Yeah. I can't wait for self-driving cars, but I hope that's, under private means. We need to get rid of regulations and controls first. That needs to be the initial thing. Then we can worry about taxation. We need to get rid of taxes. That's on everybody's list, but nobody, hardly anybody, very few people talk about ridding ourselves of taxes and regulations. And if New York City is the greatest city in the world, no matter what Son of the Sun 90 says, FNYC. I don't know, maybe favor NYC, friendly New York City. I don't know what he means, but I know what he means. But I think New York is a great city. It's wonderful. I've been there on multiple occasions. And experienced New York City in the most wild ways. I mean, there was we had a hotel visit, and there was a guy like late night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. The guy was banging on the door, bang, 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 bang. Hey, it's Barbara, open up. Bang, 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 bang. It's Little, open up. Like you can't get that anywhere else in the country. I don't think there's very few other places where you can get that kind of New Yorky feel. You had the subway system, the train. You had the entertainers that dance on the poles and go had their hat tricks and stuff like that, and it was very New York. It was a New York experience. I mean, we were checking out a hotel. They're like, yeah, come on, let's go. Like it's like everything is like, come on, let's go. Like, but they have a hard exterior but a soft, cushy interior. New Yorkers, they have a really hard exterior. They have to be tough and strong for the city, but they really are softies at heart. Bumba says that mayor going to destroy NY. I think so. And it looks like he's poised to win. It's not definite. It's not completely in the cards, but he's in a good position because he won this primary. Yeah, play the Jay-Z New York song. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to pay at least $100,000 or something like that if I were to play in New York. Zesty Muslim commie. Well, he might be Muslim, he might be zesty, but he's not a commie. He's mostly a socialist more than a communist. He's being elected. Communism, takes just brute force. It's that's the difference. It's communism is more like murder. Socialism is like suicide. That's the difference there. To just give you an example, Max Vision Films. I see you. Nobody puts. What was he gonna say? Skylar in the corner. Yeah, I'm in the corner. That's my MO. It's actually for practical reasons. I have a huge Marine Corps flag, which I'm not, ashamed of, but I've learned in the past, to have it just blank. That is distracting, from whatever topic I'm talking about. But yeah, so do appreciate everybody that's in here. I got 3 people in here. I need one more like to make it 3 people, 3 likes. I appreciate it. But yeah, so we're talking about taxes and regulations and controls. Did you grab the book? I did not grab the book, but I will. I will be reading it. I did get your link. Thank you for sending that. I will be looking at it. I will pick it up. Trust me. Thank you for that, Max Vision Films. I do appreciate it. It's in my email. It's on my list of things to do this weekend. Free Taxstone. Why are we freeing Taxstone? Salute to you, Max Vision. But I did get that. Excuse me, I did get the link. So what, man? Why can't it just be Jones or Jackson, Saunders? I don't know. It can't be Johnson. What is this nigga's name? It's Zoran Mamdani. Like, I have a thing with names. I don't know. My name is pretty simple. Skylar Easton Saunders. That's my full name. It's really simple. His name is Zoran Mamdani. Like, I'm making fun of names now. Now keep Taxstone locked up. Don't mess with the Zoran. Exactly. I think Zoran though. Zohran. See, I respect his name. I'm just making little jokes, little halfway true, halfway jokes kind of thing. I just it's just weird. Mamdani. I have to pronounce Mamdani. Like, why Obama? Why not, Rhodes? Why not, Jimmy? James? Like, I don't know. But that's something totally different. That's names. We're talking about taxes and regulations and controls. Taxes are huge. They're always making the news. They're always at the top. Oh my God, taxes. Why are we getting taxes? Why are we taxed? Regulations and controls is what we need to learn about. At least he's not okay. That was hate bomb. Now you're going at hatred. At least he's not a Stein, he says, or Steen. I guess it's a Stein when it's by itself. It's an Adam Sandler movie. Yeah, I know some Adam Sandler movie, but I'm saying I thought you were making a play on the word Zoran. His name is Zoran Mamdani. I have to get adjusted to his name. He doesn't have to get adjusted to anyone. That's his name. But I just, it's so strange. We have, people with funny names, with very distinct, unique names that are kind of hard to, if you pronounce it wrong, Mamdani or Mamdani or Mam that. But anyway, New York has horrible mayors. Salute. They do. They have terrible mayors, don't they? It goes back to Dinkins. It goes back to Giuliani. Obviously Giuliani, who was a horrible mayor. He was America's mayor during September 11, 2001. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, he was on the scene. He didn't even have a mask on sometimes. He was going to visit the firefighters' families and stuff like that." He was like, Giuliani, man, he's like, I think he was up for Man of the Year for Time Magazine. I don't think he got it, but maybe he did. I'm not sure, but yeah. So he was very, he was very hands on, but he was terrible. He may have, they credit him with cleaning up, quote unquote, New York. Instituting Disney and family friendly areas where on Times Square, Times Square was like, XXX movie houses and different stuff like that. So, were low lifes and there was thieves and robbers and gangsters and stuff like that all along the streets. He cleaned all that up, but in the process, he violated a lot of private property mandates. So he was never a good mayor. to begin with. He was never really that great. It just looked like he was great. You know, the cameras, you know, in his face during 2001, September 11th, post 9/11, it looked like he was like the golden child. Like he was here to save the day. Oh my gosh, he was just great. No, he was awful. Who else? Oh, Bloomberg with his sodas, his soda tax. Like, come on, man, seriously. Like, that was just so corny. Like, we're talking about taxes. There's another thing. He had the taxes on beverages, on certain fountain drinks. If you had like a 2-liter fountain drink, you had to pay a tax for it. It's crazy. Then you had oh goddamn, I forgot his name. Oh my god. Somebody fill me in. Who was Giuliani? Who was Bloomberg's successor? De Blasio. De Blasio was horrific. He was terrible. He instituted multiple programs that destroyed some of the sectors of New York. It was awful. Bowman said Giuliani was okay after 9/11, but he went nuts. Well, I said he was before 9/11. He was awful. Like I said, he violated private property mandates and rules and restrictions. They probably elect Anthony Weiner. Yeah. Oh man, that was funny. Well, he was running for governor, wasn't he? What was he running for? He was running for, I think, governor of New York, wasn't it? Anthony Weiner. Oh my god, that was like honey. That was like manna from heaven for journalists and the media and the news. You know, to use his name in certain Weiner wants in and stuff like that. It was just a goofy period. It was a strange time. It was crazy. Carlos Danger. Yeah. That was his alias, wasn't it? Carlos Danger or something like that. That was wild. But yeah, okay, so we have to get a little serious now. Taxes and regulations and controls. Regulations and controls are the absolute cancer of an economy. They hinder, they throttle, they strangle businesses and have no role in playing into business. Like, for example, OSHA. You ever seen that photo of there's men sitting on a skyscraper beam out and they're eating lunch and they're suspended in the air like hundreds of feet in the air, probably 1,000 feet in the air, something like that, and they're just eating lunch. That could never happen ever again. Like, that's how serious it is. And how many people died? I don't know. I could have done the research. I didn't do the research. I didn't see it. But you guys can look and see how many people died on the making of the Empire State Building, the initial World Trade Center sites, the Chrysler Building. See how many deaths there were in the making of those buildings. You will see, you know, they're pretty slim. And that's not to say that, people should have died. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it's a very slim total, and they had, this is way before OSHA, and there were ideas. There were already thoughts placed on the workers to be safe, to be safe by private means, not by the government. OSHA had nothing to do with it. Just like the elevator system, Otis elevators. What is the point of going into business? What is the point of going into business other than making money? You want to make as much money as possible. I mean, that's not all you want to do, but that's the key to the business. That's like way up there. That's like 99% of the reason why you're in business. There's a 1% reason why, you want to, achieve, creativity. You want to, make something new and beautiful and wonderful and, have pride in creating. But the money is the key. The money is the issue. So, like Otis elevators, like you'll see on the wall, you'll see a little diploma. You see it there on the wall. This elevator has been inspected by a state inspector, and it is okay to be it's okay for you to ride on it. Like, do you really need a little diploma for a state inspector? to tell you that it's okay to get on in an elevator? Yeah, pissy elevators in New York. But do you really need that? You say, oh, whew, I'm so relieved that a government inspector, looked at this elevator. Otherwise, Otis and company would want me dead. They would make an elevator that would be, drop floors and kill me. Like that's the whole point that Otis had when they first started their company, right? Back in the 19th century, I believe it was. They said, yeah, well, we're going to enter the marketplace and we're going to try to kill as many customers as possible. That's the whole goal. I don't have a problem with private inspectors, though. Private inspectors are okay. And let's just put in a government inspector and a split screen with a private inspector. They both have the same job, to inspect the elevators, okay? So they look at the elevators, and the government inspectors, he could care less. He's going to keep his job whether he fails or not. But the private inspector, he has to make sure he's on his toes, because he'll lose his job, he'll be discredited and totally ran out of town most likely because he didn't do a great job, especially if people are injured or killed. But the government inspector, he could be just tossed to a different department and just shuffle papers for remainder of his life, whatever, or his time in working. That's the difference. That's why privatization is so key, and that's why it's so important. And I'm making a big fuss of it, especially during this half of the show, because I want to get to taxes, because taxes are interesting to me. But regulations and controls are so much more pressing, because without regulations and controls that are, I have to say, government regulations and controls, it's a different kind of flavor. It's a totally different kind of flavor than private regulations and controls. We got Piker. Okay, thank you. We have Piker in the room saying, "Just shut up." You have to go into my show, type in "just shut up." I love that. You took the time to go into my room, into my show, and say "just shut up." Thank you, Piker. Thank you for your hatred. I believe that's great. That shows initiative. At least you got off of your boyfriend for 2 minutes. I appreciate that, Piker. Thank you very much. Man, your hat is laughable. Okay, let it be laughable. Please laugh at my dumb ass. Laugh. Ha ha ha. Hee hee hee. I appreciate it, Piker. You stop holding hands with your boyfriend for as long enough as you could to get onto my show. Thank you for typing in. I appreciate it. So your girlfriend let you out of your cage for a little while. Okay, that's cool. Good for you. Then you go back into being what's the nigga name on Pulp Fiction? Trying to remember his name. The Gimp. I know you're a gimp and a cuck, so I'm surprised you haven't played the racist card. Nope, not gonna play the racist card. That's too easy. That's way too easy. Way too easy, Piker. Way too easy. But anyway, regulations and controls are, they are the cancer. They are the cancer of this country. Government regulations and controls, state, federal, local, city. Bumble says Royale with cheese. I mentioned Pulp Fiction just a few minutes ago. Because Piker apparently is able to get out of his cage that his girlfriend set up for him, because he has to play like a dog because of her. She rules his life. He has no genitalia. They're in her purse. But I mean, it's just weird, to have regulations and controls on anything like EPA, OSHA, FDA. I mean, all these government bureaucratic organizations meant to be, fixtures for safety and well-being are absolutely the opposite. They trample over rights. They trample over, people wanted to access, their ideas and different programs. I mean, I get pissed off at little stuff. I think it's a big thing, but it's a little thing. It's like there's bigger things to be worried about, of course. But one thing that bothers me the most is banking. You can't make more than 6 transactions in your bank. You can't transfer money more than 6 times between accounts, or they'll close the account. And then they'll argue, oh, it's well to protect you because there are people that are trying to, take over the and be fraudulent and everything. We're trying to protect you. No, you're not. I should be able to do whatever the hell I want. It's my money. If I want to do 10,000 transfers in a month, I should be able to do that. But we can't. I mean, that's the thing. I was just thinking about that, in the ride over here. It's like there's so many things that are just out of your control. You have to do what you can do. Do what's in your control. Do what's in your purview. That's all you can do. Because I have bright lights in front of me. He's asking me, why are your eyes closed when you're talking? Because I have these super bright lights. Because it would look like this. I'll show you. See, it's darker. Or even like this. Hold on, I'll show you. Now you can't see if I have my eyes closed or not. You see my eyes? Goofy nigga. So, I mean, it just is a, fiasco. It's a complete failure. Failure of the government to be its sole responsibility to protect individual rights. And the irony is, it is the one that, tramples over individual rights the most. That's one of the most glaring ironies of all time. This United States of America is one of the freest countries, but there's a lot of countries that are freer than America in some certain terms, in certain ways. There, very very few countries are as free as America in some ways, but in other ways, America takes the back seat to freedom. That's the sad truth. We should be the beacon. And another thing, just like abortion, rights for using scheduled narcotics, all of that should be. Why is what is it the government's business? What the hell does the government have to do with it? Bumba says Trump should have said no Diddy when he got called daddy. When did he get to call daddy? When did that happen, Bumba? 2 likes, 2 people viewing. I'm not mad. Piker and Bumba going all the way. But yeah, 50. He was like, what I'm thinking about. I'm just paraphrasing, but he's like, I'm thinking about 50. Supporting him because Mamdani has a complete aversion towards Trump for the wrong reasons. You should have an aversion towards Trump for the right reasons, because he's a complete idiot and an imbecile. That's about it. In some press conference. Oh, okay. Got you. But I think with government, government restrictions, government regulations and controls, they are the ones. We always say taxes. That's what's so sad. taxes are one thing. Yes, we have to get rid of taxes, but we have to rid of controls and regulations as well. Governmental regulations, of course. Piker says if Tupac was alive, 50 Cent would have never had a career in music. I don't really see the correlation, but okay. He would have been still been hustling on the streets. Still don't see the correlation. I think he still would have had a spot, but that's just hypothetical anyway. So if Biggie lived, Jay-Z wouldn't either. I still say it's a hypothetical. I can understand, you saying, Jay-Z worked overtime when Biggie died and tried to have his career, taken to that uber level, that super, high level. I can see that, but overall, I don't really see it. But 50 saying, he wants to know more about Trump and he wants to know more about his policies. It's kind of sad still because he doesn't really have an understanding of geopolitical and national political affairs. He should really stick to movies and TV shows and music. That's his forte. If he really wants to get into government and politics, he should study up and learn about them. Parker says they're the Timu versions of talent compared to them. Okay. Who are they? Who are they? You said they are. Who are the Timu versions of talent? You're talking about Jay-Z and 50 Cent? Is that what you're talking about? Pac and Big. Oh, Pac and Big. Pac and Big are the Timu versions? Who are the Timu versions? That's what I'm asking. Who are the Timu versions? The regulations and controls are, so offensive. They're evil. And we just, I don't know. What are we gonna do for the party? Woo! Get some beer, man. Come on, let's go. Woo! We don't even know, And then you got people in Washington D.C. rubbing their hands together like they're not even aware of what's going to happen. They're not even going to see this coming. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this underhanded thing. I mean, it's not even that whisker twirling. It's not always the hands rubbing and it's not always that. But I'm just giving you a cartoonish example. Yep, 50 and J are the Timu version. Okay, gotcha. I disagree with you, but they're legends, by the way. If Trump is able to get rid of regulations and controls, I applaud him. If he's not, then I shun him. I completely disregard and totally lambaste him for not being able to stand up to regulations and controls. Governmental. That's the thing too, because we have to look at that as such. Like I gave you the example, the split screen. What does the government inspector do? What does the private inspector do? They have different angles and different roles in their deportment. They have two totally different angles. So that's one thing that we have to look at. So 50 is let's get to taxes. And, all right, this is the juicy part. This is the part where taxes. Oh boy, it gets sexy. Like I don't know what regulations control taxes. Oh my God, taxes. What are you going? They're going to increase it. They're going to decrease it. What are they going to do? What's going to happen? So taxes. Okay. Let me state first and foremost, I come from the state of Delaware. This is the state which has no sales tax. I think there's 3 other states that have no sales tax. It is the second smallest state in the union, yet it accounts for over half of the Fortune 500 companies that are not headquartered here, but have an affiliation here based on their corporate dealings. There's been a few people that have talked about it. I don't know what you're talking about, Piker. We're talking about what? 50 Banging Soldier Boy. Okay, that's something else. I don't even know what you're talking about. So taxes. Okay, so you have sales tax, you have corporate tax, you have all these different taxes, and what do they mean? What do they suggest? What do they conjure up in your mind? They're saying that you have to pay more. But I say it's a good thing to have a tax. There should be taxes. There should be taxes only on consumption. And this is coming from a Delawarean. In Delaware, we're used to no sales tax whatsoever. I remember when I was a wee boy, it's a little boy, in New Jersey, visiting my mother. I went up to the corner store, the little, the country made, or the pantry, store with the chips and the gum and the soda pop and stuff like that. And I had $1, and I was like, shoot, it says $1 on, where you purchase it. And I took it up to the bottle of soda up to the counter, and the guy looks at me and says $1.14. I'm like, 14? What? Wait. It says $1. And he's like, oh, we have tax. I'm like, well, what the hell? Why don't you say that? Like, nobody even tells you that. So I had to, put it back. I had to go back home, collect little 15, 14 cents, and purchase it. But that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. That's a great thing. We should have sales tax and get rid of income tax on federal, state, and city or local taxes, and get rid of taxes on narcotics like weed or marijuana and other substances that are going to be they're going to be unscheduled within the next 50 years. There's going to be people snorting coke in certain areas, and freely, and but it's going to be a heavy. I mean, I hope it's a heavy sales tax and not a heavy production tax, or manufacturing tax, or anything like that. $50 is going to propose to his. Okay, Poker is going crazy. Boomba's going crazy. Drake. But yeah, so sales taxes are good. I will be in support of a sales tax if it ever comes around. And no taxes on production, only on consumption. There should be taxes on buying houses, buying cars, buying expensive jewelry, buying expensive, artwork, all kinds of things. There should be taxes on, but not on your income, not on people. What you make. What you make is what you make. That's you created it. It wasn't there before. Whatever your job, if you're pushing a mop and then cleaning and cleaning out toilets, and those toilets weren't clean before, you had to put forth effort to make sure that those toilets were clean, the floors were mopped. If you're a CEO, you had to make sure that your sheets were balanced, and that your employees were paid, and that everything had to be done on time, and that your shipments all got out in the right time. That is you. That's your life. That's who you are. And they want to take a percentage of that. They want to take a portion of that. That's horrific. You just being oblivious to it. I don't know. I have nothing to do with it. We're talking about taxes now. We got past the regulations and controls. Nobody cares about regulations and controls. I do. I think they're more important than taxes. But taxes are the meaty part, I guess. I don't know. They're the fatty part, I should say. They're not really good for, but they're the juicy. Ooh, the good juicy fatty. But taxes should only be okay. Piker says you're not even putting an apostrophe RE. And he didn't put an apostrophe RE in the other post either. A 50 fan, so of course you're gonna have your blinders on. I'm nobody's fan, sir. I'm a supporter or I'm a detractor. I'm nobody's fan. Nobody's fan. I come from the school of Mr. Die Tryin, objective hate, and his philosophy. So don't put that on me. Patiently waiting for a track to explode on. Yeah, 50. I'm laughing straight to the bank with this. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Being a fan is gay. Well, I want to say it's gay. It's just not objective. It's just not. You're not being. Fan is just like anything. No matter what they do, you're gonna say they're the best, they're the greatest, they're wonderful, they're awesome. So, but taxes, New York. I mean, what this guy is proposing, Donnie, what he's proposing is just horrific, and people eat it up. They think it's that nobody vote. This is what Dr. Jerome Brooks says. Nobody votes their wallet. Nobody votes their pocketbook. I never call myself a fan. It's groupie-ish. Okay. The smell is fantastic. Okay. But anyway, yeah, so I never understood that. I never understood why, people are like that. But it's like you guys made me lose my train of thought. That's why I don't smoke weed. I would have to blame it on the weed. I'm just blaming it on myself, my dumb ass, forgetting stuff. I don't know. I don't even know what I was talking about. Taxes. Mendani. Like they don't vote their pocketbooks. They vote for morals. They vote for virtues. They vote for if somebody's good or not. That's what people vote. People vote for their ethics. People vote for what they think is right, what they think is true. If you tax, you have to eat your earwax. Okay, Pilker is Pike. I call him Pilker. Piker is going off the deep end. I don't know why, but so salute to Wizard. The Wizard says sky high as F of the 45 pills. I don't take 45 pills. I take what is it now? It's different now. It's 16 pills a day. Smoke Zaza, no pills. No thanks. I like these pills don't destroy my brain cells. Zaza destroys your brain cells. You got Wayne. Wayne's like looking at the guy. I said that. I'm paraphrasing. I don't think he actually said that. But he was like, really? And he's telling him, he's like, those are your lyrics. He's like, oh wow. Like that's dangerous, man. That's how much weed this guy's smoking. Who told you that lie? Smoke sativa. That's a fact. Look it up. That's a fact. That's a medical fact. Look that up. Rock with me. I got 2 people in here, 4 people in here, 2 likes. Smash that like button. Smoke sativa. Why not Indo? Why not Indicus? Wayne is off lean. Nah, maybe. He's got it in his cup. I'll never forget that one reporter says, "What's in your cup?" He was just like shaking. You hear the ice. He was just like, whatever. I can't remember. I'll paraphrase it. He was like, "What's in my cup is in my cup. I don't need to explain it," or something like that. Indica makes you lazy and unmotivated. Okay. Thank you for that bit of information, Bumba. I appreciate that. I've never smoked weed. I never had any scheduled drugs. I've only had prescribed drugs. And I never abused them. Some I don't even need them abused. There's a one drug called Seroquel. Woo! Cat Williams talked about it. That thing, Seroquel will make you feel happy and sad at the same time, and you don't even know why. You'll just be looking at yourself like, should I start crying, laughing, or should I start crying and curl into a fetal position? Like that stuff is not to be played around with. Like you don't want to mess with Seroquel, especially while you're driving. Oh my God, that stuff is something serious. That's a good one. If you tax, you have to relax. That's the best thing you said all live, Piker. Seroquel gives crazy munchies. Yes, I remember coming home, taking them. I was like, man, I'm going back out. I went to McDonald's, got one of those big. They were selling something 2011. There was a different kind of burger they were pushing. It was like bigger than a quarter pounder or something. They're bigger than a Big Mac. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, man, I gotta eat this. I gotta eat. I gotta get this. It is a sleep aid. It's weird. It messes with your brain chemistry though. It really messes with it. It doesn't. I don't think it kills cells, but it definitely rearranges, the chemical structures that are involved. If I'm live, you gotta shake a beehive. Piker's just poet tonight. I don't know. He's the poet laureate right now. 5 people in here. Thank you. Why aren't there 5 likes? Let's get those likes up. Hit those likes. Hit that like button. I don't know why I did the most deaf sound, but okay. Or the Yasin should I say? It's just the Yasin. If I'm a post, you know it. Okay. If I'm a poet, you know it. Oh, he's continuing. He's rhyming. He's laying down record. He's laying down ism. Do you watch Squirrel Party? I have watched Squirrel Party. It's very relaxing. It's very relaxing. They have more views than I do. They have more subscribers than I do. And I'm not mad. I'm glad. It's very good. He says pause. Pause for what? Pause for what? What's the pause for? Resume. If I'm rhyming, you'll be climbing. Oh, Piker is definitely in the poet laureate phase right now. But yeah, so it's crazy. Well, we're talking about taxes. We got off into a tangent. I see in the future, by the time I die, which may be in the 80s, 90s, or 100s, all scheduled narcotics will be completely free on the market, unregulated, uninspected by the government, all regulations privatized, everything on board, only consumption tax, not income tax. I see that happening. Like in Spain. Spain what? Spain is what? Right with you just say you can't just be like in Spain. Like in Spain what? What is like in Spain? Right with me? Piker, if I'm in a phase, it's just my way. Okay. Salute to you, Piker. Forget it. I'm not even mad at you. Drugs are what? But at what level? What drugs are allowed? Is methamphetamine allowed? Is cocaine allowed? And what is taxed? Is it taxed at the income level, or is it taxed at the consumption level, or both? Don't be mad, be glad. Of course, it's classic. But what is it right with me? Is it consumption at the production side, or at the income side, or at the sales side and the consumption side, or both? I didn't get that news flash that Spain is the one with the free drugs. I thought that was an international thing. I mean, we're experimenting, we're playing with, we're trying to deal with the freedom of marijuana. I just saw somewhere you have to have a medical card in order to get it. I can't remember. If it's classic, it's Jurassic. Oh boy. He's got the rhymes on deck. Y'all can't compete with Piker. He's got the rhymes. Y'all can't hit him. Y'all can't do it. He's got rhymes for days. But yeah, so sales tax, I'm for sales tax. I'm a Delawarean. My Delawarean friends and family, they would look down upon me and say, What are you talking about? That's our way of life. That's how we know we're free. That's how we know we're different. Or from most other states. There's like 3 or 4 other states that have the sales tax that's lifted. And we're like, yeah, that's great. Wonderful. But it's not. You should have a sales tax. Don't tax my income. Don't tax me federally, state-wise, or city-wise. I rhymes for days better than J's. Okay. Still rhyming. I'm not mad. Go ahead. Piker, do your thing. Go hard in the paint. Go hard in the paint. 2 people in here, 2 likes. I rather see that. I can understand that. But yeah, so taxing corporations, which aren't corporations, they're actually individual human beings. I mean, corporations are evil. No, corporations are just human beings that comprise a company that's been incorporated. That's all it is. And people say, "Oh, they're evil. They're good." Yes, it's true. There are evil groups of human beings. Look at Enron. Enron was evil, vicious, but that doesn't mean tax or regulate or stifle other organizations just because of bad actors. That's not what that means. That's not what should happen. So, I mean, it's very testy. People get very, very, very touchy when it comes to this kind of thing. I'd much rather see people, smoking weed, snorting coke. I don't want to see them smoking coke and smoking weed, but I'd rather see them, doing that in the privacy of their own home, not going out in a car, not driving high. That's what I would like to see. Not planning on using heavy machinery. That should be the key to all this. That should be the defining moment in everything that is done. We, in times of stress and strife, depression in the 30s. I mean, that was like weird because Roosevelt was probably one of the worst presidents in American history because he gave out goodies. He's responsible for Social Security. What people love? What are people? Oh my God, we can't even talk about Social Security. It's the third rail. Medicare, Medicaid, LBJ, the Great Society, everything like that. All these different handouts and gimmies, and let me have that. But at what price? Our deficit, our debt, completely into the tens of trillions, if I'm not mistaken. Will the American public be outraged if Diddy gets off free? I don't see him getting off free. I see him doing 20 years at least. And then that getting knocked down to like 15 to 10, or 10 to 15, then 5 to 10, then good behavior, he'll be out within 2. I just see that as happening. The jury's too emotional. The jury's going to be emotional. They're not going to think about the facts. I think that the defense was great. The defense was great. They're like, okay, this is a love story. I said this before. I said, Sid Vicious and Sid and Nancy. What's his name? Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love, Blueface, and what's the girl's name? Y'all gotta help me out. What's his name? Her name. Excuse me. What's his name? What's her name? Blueface and what's her name? Somebody help me out. I got 2 people in here. Piker, we're out with me. Some Bumba, somebody. It's Blueface and whom? But I just gave those examples. I was like, that's all this is. I said that weeks ago before the defense even said it. This is none of our business. He's not running a criminal enterprise. Are you kidding me? RICO charges. What? And then the sexual trafficking. I'm gonna say still Christian. Yes, thank you, Christian Rock. Thank you, Christian Rock. Blueface, Christian Rock, Courtney Love, Kurt Cobain, Sid Vicious, and Nancy. These are love stories in the music world. They had tumultuous relationships. Some harsh things said and done on both ends, both sides. This is what's serious. But it's a love story, like the David said. It's a love story. She was down with it. See her text. She was a coke whore. That's a fact. I don't even have to say alleged. It's a fact. It's true. She was a coke whore. I don't know if she's like that today. I mean, she's having babies. I don't know if you can be a coke whore and have babies. That's something else. But is Cassie all that innocent after all? Of course not. I just said she's a coke whore. She's not that innocent. I'm going Britney Spears on y'all. Don't get me started. I'll go crazy. But yeah, so it's a love story. All the heels and the bottles of baby oil, and that's none of our business. That's what he wanted to do. Consenting adults. Hello, somebody. That's the reality. But I think the jury's going to be very emotional. They're going to still remember Diddy hitting Cassie in the lobby, not the lobby. I said the lobby, the hotel hallway. That's all they're going to remember. I'm surprised that wasn't the final. I'm surprised that was even admissible in court. I'm surprised it was even admissible in court. Wizard, would you smash Cassie? No, I would not. I would not. I wonder, did behave involvement in Big's murder? I think you meant, did he have involvement in Big's murder? Will you do an episode on Carmel? I already did a. Well, you meant the K. The Carmel. I don't think you meant the basketball player. That's the basketball player. CARM. Yeah. I think you meant KRM. I did a show on Carmelo Anthony. I talked about how he had the knife up to his chest, and he dove it in. I was talking about that. That was like in May, I think, or late April. Can't remember. You can go through my shows. I would appreciate if you watch my old stuff. I would appreciate it. But yeah, just man. Let's talk about that. Forget regulations and controls and taxes and stuff like that. We talking about Diddy now. 50 is a troll. 50 trolls Diddy. To the extent, to a great extent, So, Diddy, if he comes out of this, scot-free, if all the charges are dropped, that would be a surprise to me, to be honest. I think they're still going to look at the trafficking case. They may drop the RICO since the prosecution bungled that. They totally bungled that. Wonder if Diddy got that Magic Johnson. He may have that HIV. Who knows? He can live off the HIV. Once you got the AIDS, though, you don't got too long. You got months, maybe weeks. How was anyone intimidated by him? He's an utter-looking goofball. I don't know if anybody was intimidated by him. I don't, give me an example of somebody being intimidated by him. One of his bodyguards, something like that. Are you talking about Carmelo Anthony? Who are you talking about, Piker? Are you talking about Diddy or Carmelo Anthony? Who are you talking about? I don't know who you're saying. I don't know what you're saying, sir. You gotta clarify. But that is the facts. That is the fact of the matter. The prosecution fumbled this one. They were right in the end zone, and they fumbled it. And the defense picked it right up and then ran it back. For a pick six, or is it a pick two? I can't remember if that's. I think it's a pick six though. That's a safety if you get a 2 points or 2 point conversion. They call it the house in Virginia. Diddy, a load of people feared him. Okay, I got you, Piker. They call at the house in Virginia. What are you talking about, Wizard? I don't know what you're talking about. Who is they, and what house in Virginia? What are you talking about? Clarify that, please, sir. Call it the house in Virginia. I don't know what you're talking about. But Diddy, I don't care if he had heels for the girls, the women. I should specify the women. Piker says apparently Diddy has tunnels underneath his house as well. I think I heard that before. The one in Miami, and I think the one in Calabasas. I think I heard that before. But Submarine, like Judge Submarine. That's another name too. Submarine. Like, really, nigga. But that's my name. I get that too because my name is Sky. Why don't you put an A? Because it's Skyler. Skyler. Like Lur, not Skylar. Apparently, Diddy has tunnels underneath his houses as well. HIV. What is HIV? Oh, they call it at the house in Virginia. Oh, okay, guys. I had no idea where you're going there. Okay, did not know that before. That's a new learning. I just learned that. House in Virginia. Will World War III occur before 2025 is over? No. Would you go see Diddy? No. I would not go see Diddy. And I'd be happy to explain why. But I'll go back to Piker. World War III is not going to happen. It's not even close. There's going to be if there were World War III, there'll be a lot more neutral countries involved or not involved in the fighting. There'll be a lot more neutral countries, I would say. Was it okay that Trump bombed Iran? I'm not a Trump supporter. I would say that Trump did a good thing, but he's not a good person. But he still didn't do the perfect thing. He didn't do the right thing because he should have went through Congress and like the Constitution says. But he did like a maneuver, like if you remember in the movie The Hurt Locker, when Anthony Mackie's character punched Jeremy Renner's character in the mouth in the face. That's the kind of thing like Trump did. Trump did a Jeremy Renner move. He just did something rogue and like on his own, and he should have waited for the command for it. But and then Anthony Mackie's character punched him in the face. That's kind of like what Trump did. So roundabout way, yes and no. It was right for Trump to bomb Iran. We should have bombed Iran. This might go longer. We should have bombed Iran back in 1979. There was a failed attempt to free the hostages that were under the horror and terror of the Iranian government for 444 days. And Khomeini and like all of them just said like, oh, we got them. We got them for the next 30, 40 years. They're going to fight, wars and stuff like that, but we're going to bomb their embassies. We're going to bomb their towers. We're going to bomb their you know, their quarters, and yeah. So we're gonna put a fatwa on their artists, their writers. Salman Rushdie. That's another name. Obama went against Congress, and so did yeah, and they're all bad. Obama's horrible. He was horrific. Biden was not even like it's so bad that Biden was even a president. Like, was he even awake? He was worse than I am. He was going to sleep like at the desk. He was during that debate. He was like way over. He was all over the place. He didn't know what the hell was going on. But yeah, Obama was horrible. He should have went through Congress. Biden, of course, was terrible. They both were horrific presidents. We've had a lot of bad presidents. There's been bad New York mayors and bad presidents. That's the thing we're going to tie together. Presidents and mayors in New York City. United States presidents and mayors in New York City. Just horrible. Just deplorable. Horrific. But hey, it's been real. Thank you guys for coming in. Piker, stick around. You can be like, you might be able to earn a wrench if you give me money or if you give me bodies. It's all, everybody that has a wrench either gave me a body or gave me money. So I like to, do a quick advertisement right now. LifeStrongApparel.com, LifeStrong.com. That's it. Yeah, I said it right. Okay. Let me say it again. LifeStrongApparel.com. Lifestrong Apparel, you can get your fix for your dogs. You can get dog sitting. You can get raw sea moss, purple sea moss gel, and snapbacks. And when you make your purchases, go to the checkout and put in SKYLER20, Skyler20, to get a reduction by 20% off your purchases. So make sure you go see the main man Pang and tell him that the silly guy Sky Saunders sent you. LifeStrongApparel.com. Also, go to Beha Jackson. Go to his YouTube page. He has many things he's talking about. He was a former actor for monumental films such as Boys in the Hood. He was the younger version of Doughboy, Ice Cube's character, and now he's doing sardines on the grill, near beer, fried chicken, and also female adult strippers. So if you intend to enjoy his round of discussions, make sure you hit up Beha Jackson and tell him that the silly guy Sky Saunders sent you. And finally, but not least, .focus, DOTFOCUS _ that's one underscore, .focus _ go to him, go to his YouTube channel, make sure you get his likes up, tell him that the silly guy Sky Saunders sent you. He has all kinds of Call of Duty ideas for his gameplay, and he enjoys the Pink Mist. If you don't know what the Pink Mist is, go to his channel. You can figure out what it is. All right, so make sure you check out all of my sponsors. I will see you all sometime tomorrow, and I wish you have a great evening. Take care.